Hey, it's ShopTalk, baby. This is the show where it's okay to be you. We're talking from Yale to jail and from the church house to the fifth house. Nothing's excluded on ShopTalk. So if you don't have a phone, I suggest you borrow one. Call in and voice your opinion live every Saturday morning from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Yeah, that's right, 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Don't forget to ShopTalk with your girl, because right here, we keep it real.
Good afternoon. Is it still afternoon, almost evening? Which one is it?
We still in the afternoon.
Still in the afternoon. All right. Today, welcome to Brown Skin. This is the clear and uncut conversations about us. Today, we're going to jump right on into it as we usually do, and we're going to talk about being Black and being gay. And let's start off by, I want to make sure I get the letters right. LGBTQ?
Yes. There are more acronyms to it. They keep changing it. So even though I'm a part of the community, I can't keep up. So if you want to have a cute name for it, they like to nickname it the Alphabet Mafia.
Okay. Right, because I'm sitting there like, let me get it right.
To be general, LGBTQ.
Okay. L lesbian.
Yes.
G gay.
Yes.
T trans.
Yes.
Q queer.
Queer. Yes.
Now tell me about this queer, because when I was younger coming up, the queer was like not a nice word.
It's another one of them words as Black people have taken the N word back. Even though some people use it. Yeah, so it's almost like an empowering where they've taken back. It doesn't necessarily define what you are. It's just your, I'm trying to have how I gotta put it politically, but like you're more comfortable with who you are. You are more gender fluid. You're just a queer individual. It's more of a word that we've taken back.
Okay, because queer was like different, odd, So when you and I like to use the word community.
Okay.
So tell me, let's jump right into this. When did you know you were gay? Were you born that way, or?
Absolutely. I knew as a young child. I knew I was different, very extremely young. I knew what I was attracted to. I mean, I tried to play the society roles and where I was supposed to be. It just wasn't me, to the point where I think my last girlfriend I had was in the 7th grade. It just wasn't for me. I knew what I liked, but I knew I couldn't be who I was. At the same time, I also wasn't really educated with what I was and who I was. I didn't know anyone like me. It wasn't a lot of stuff like that on TV about me. And the things that was on, like, I think Will and Grace was the one about that time. But I couldn't watch that kind of stuff. So it was just like, I didn't know what I was. I just knew what I liked. And I knew what I liked was deemed wrong in my community.
Right. Look, I'm like, right. And that is interesting that you brought that up as far as deemed wrong in your community, especially in the church. We already know in the church, it's like, woo! And that's supposed to be the no judgment zone.
Baby, that's where the judgment is at. If you want to get judged, go to church. Sad to say, but that's where it is.
Now, when you say you were born that way, or you knew you were different at a young age, how young were you? Give us clarity. Help us understand.
4.
Okay, 4.
I can remember back as 4.
I'm glad you brought that up. Now, there are those who say you don't remember certain things when you're young. You don't know at this particular age. How did you know?
I used to go to the YWCA.
Okay.
And for swim class and stuff. And it was just always this one, I guess in my mind, I thought he was cute. But it was just one little boy there at the YWCA that I used to always want to play with. I didn't want to play with him, I want to play with him. I didn't know what it was. Now that I'm older, I understand what it was, but then I didn't know what it was. I just want to go play with him. Like, I don't want to play. I don't want nobody else to come play with us. I just want us to play.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I can't tell you the boy's name now, but I can remember being 4, and that's where I wanted to go, and that's just what it was.
Okay. Now, someone would look at age 4. A boy want to play with a boy. That's normal. Girls want to play with girls. That's the norm.
Mm-hmm.
But what was your thought at that time?
I mean, because when kids are young, they might not understand, but they learn words and how to use words until they're able to grow up and learn the context of the words. But they'll look at something and say, oh, she's cute or she's pretty.
Uh-huh.
That's how I would look at, people on the TV or even like the person I was playing when I would think, oh, he's cute. I wasn't necessarily saying that more towards women. Okay. In my mind, those thoughts were more towards the people, like the men I would see around town or on the TV, in the magazine, anything like that.
Okay, I appreciate that. That's breaking it down all the way down to elementary for me, because I'm like, help us understand. Now the challenge is an acceptance of being Black and gay. I brought up the church, the no judgment zone, and being a Christian. How were you? Was there like oppositions when you came out, or were you just like quiet and like, talk to us?
Technically, the only person I've came out to say what I was my mother.
Awesome.
I mean, it was a situation, but nothing bad. But it was a situation where I was 17 years old, and it was 2 days before Christmas, I want to say. I was 17 years old, and it was just, regarding the circumstances, it was just a point. I was just tired. I was tired of lying. I was just tired of pretending. And me and my mom, as you know, me and my mom's relationship is extremely close. So I didn't care about nobody else's opinion. I didn't care about anything about what I was doing in church. I was still actively singing in church and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Let me catch your people up. For those who don't know, I've known him. I've watched him. Look, I'm like, we work together. We church together. We get it all. So that's why I was like, let me call. I was like, I know who will be great for this platform and here to help others. Because that's what I'm always about: encouragement, inspiring, and motivating others. And that's why I invited you on, not to condemn, not to judge you, because this right here with the whole Shop Talk with Mel platform, this is the no judgment zone. People, absolutely. It's okay to be you. That's
and
my
I've
motto.
Always loved you for it. I've never saw nothing but love from you.
Thank you so much. So you told her 2 days before Christmas. What did you say?
First of all, I was crying because number one, I was in trouble. Because what it was. And I was just like, Mom, this is where I was at and I'm gay. And then she was like, well, are you sure? It's like a phase. So, I mean, even though I kind of knew, but I was still maybe kind of in denial with myself. At the same time, I am still young. Mm-hmm. And this is 2006. So it's becoming a little more known, but it's still not what it is now. So we're just like, I think this is what it is. I said, but it could possibly be a phase. I don't know. But I just basically had to tell her this is what it was. So out of my mouth, I've only ever said that to my mother. My family is thebomb.com. So with them, I kind of just let it be known throughout conversation. But through family, and honestly, I can say everybody in church as well. I'm not one to broadcast my business. Right. It's one of the things what's understood don't need to be explained type things. But I can say the people that are in my life, that I cherish in my life, and that I surround myself with, they are very supporting. They are very loving. I have never received any backlash for who I am.
Did anybody ever come and say, we knew?
Yeah. A lot of people like, duh. Like,
look, we waiting on you.
Well, you know what? I take that back. Before I told my mom, I think I was in the 10th grade. So my best friend, her name is Taylor. She's the one that does all my parties and stuff.
Okay. You be having a ball party. Shout out to you, Taylor.
Yeah. Taylor DeBange, I better get with her. But I was in high school, and it was we went to the movies, and it was this girl we went to the movies with. We were close friends with in school, and her cousin came. And I thought this boy was absolutely gorgeous, to the point I couldn't even hold it in no more. So I had came to school like that next week, and I was like, listen, y'all, this is what it is. Girl, tell your cousin I said, hey. Like
just flat out, right?
Yeah, just flat out. That's just what it was. But no, I honestly can say, like I said, out of my mouth, besides the two girls in school, but my mom, but anybody else, it's just always been understood type thing. And I've felt nothing but love from everybody.
That's awesome. I do want to I want to touch bases on the way that you dress.
Okay.
But before I do that, I want to give the stats because there is a big difference from the way it was. You said that was 2006. We're talking stats from 2010 to 2020 and the difference. And yeah, right.
And a lot has changed in them 10 years.
It has 25%. 25% of male on male, talking about male on male, male to male couples, only 25% actually voiced it. Now, we're at 59. That's married now, 59%. So
yeah. And I was telling my mom that too around the time, actually probably around the time of 2010-ish, and keep going. My mom, she was like, it just seems like everybody is, or everyone's like a fad. I said, Mom, it's not a fad. I said, people are comfortable. I said, you would not understand, or you would probably be mind blown the amount of people that you don't even know who are your age, who were trying to talk to me lowly when I was a kid, not a kid, but like a young older teenager, but the down low guys, because they can't be who they are. And you get a lot of women like, well, just be who you are, just be who you are. But when they're who they are, you play them for it. Yeah. So it's like you have the people who are like your generation and back, they have to live to a society and to a role they have to play, and they can't be who they are. So then when they cheat, they deem, it's wrong, but you're not leaving them a place to be who they are. And now the generation now is just, they're living for them, and I was telling, I wouldn't live so flamboyantly, that's just me. But people now, like the younger, it's just, they are who they are, it's acceptable, and they don't have to hide from anybody anymore, which is what I love. And I actually, because I'm kind of in the middle, I'm kind of where I'm not about to just put my business out, but at the same time, I don't care. Okay. So I'm kind of in the middle of the older generation, but kind of in the new generation too. I'm like stuck right there. Okay. The reason I brought up your attire, just seeing you can't tell. And see, now you have a lot. Well, back in the day, we had, you had like one person that you knew was gay, and they just was like whatever, and extra flamboyant and all the extras. And we all knew, it was like, oh, okay. But like with you, I didn't know, not that I needed to know. So I want to clear that up to the people that, the listening audience, along with the viewers. And also don't forget to like us. If you could click below and like the page, like, subscribe, and comment, and all that lovely stuff. To the listening audience, if you feel like you want to join in this conversation or have any questions, feel free to do so at 515-602-9667. Again, 515-602-9667. We are here for it. And for the viewers, comment, ask your questions. This is a new world. It's 2021. People are trying to be who they are. And I say trying to be, but it's us peopling that are preventing other people to not be who they are, but it's okay for us to be who we are. It's not okay. Not at all.
It's not okay. Now, you, like I said, the way that you dress, you dress like a male. And sharp, listen, sharp as a tack. I would have never known, because I'm the type of person, I really don't care who's sleeping with who. You know what I mean? So like when I see people, I see who they are in front of me and who they represent and who are you presenting, and it's a saying that I learned a long time ago from my mama, from Kevin. They always say, how you dress is how you'll be addressed. And
my mama will get me.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, boom, this is what I'm doing. My personal life shouldn't be your business.
Absolutely.
Even right now. Even right now. So I respect you for that, because even like as heterosexuals being out hugging and kissing, you remember, because you're young, but I know you remember this, when heterosexuals was out kissing somebody, yell out the window, get a room.
Absolutely.
So we don't need to see that. Right. Right. It's like, come on. So with that being said, mad ups to you, big ups to you. You know what I mean? And you're right. You don't put your business out there. It's like, if you know, you know. If you know me, you know me. Right. Now I have a question for you. How do you, like, say if you want to come out, does gay know gay? Like, is there, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, we know. We can talk it. We can clock who in the room.
Okay, my gator off. My gator be off.
I don't know what it is. It's almost like maybe if you go into a room and it's just that one person you bond with, or when you keep walking past somebody and it's just something about that person, it's something we pick up. Like we can pick up on each other, especially if one finds another one attractive. There's certain things that gives it away. Especially when you're in a room when you're just not sure and it's not necessarily a gay event or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
You get the looks. You keep looking at me one too many times. If you keep trying to put yourself in front of me, there's certain things that we can.
So it's the same thing that we do. Like we see somebody fly, we walk past a million times.
It's the same. Everything is literally the same. It's just the preference is different, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. It's like people ask me all the time, like, "Well, how do you know?" Like, well, how could you? Well, could you be my way? You can't see myself my way, and I can't see myself your way. So what is the difference?
Okay.
Literally, that's all it is.
Because I'm like, how do you know? Like
it's the same. It's the exact same way. You got to make. It's almost like a peacock. You be presenting yourself and flaunting around. It's a matter of whose eye do you catch.
There you go.
That's literally all it is.
Okay. Okay.
But I don't know if we're gonna get to this part later in the day.
No, go ahead.
I always tell my female friends, you need to have at least one gay friend or a best friend. If they watch, they're gonna probably laugh because because they not necessarily want to catch the guys. A lot of us older ones, I'm almost part of the older ones now.
You there, you teetering.
But we kind of live by a code, like you don't tell nobody's business. Especially the guys who want to remain DL, you don't tell nobody's business. And sometimes we won't say what we know, but we may say, well, I don't know, but they don't know what that means. Yeah, it could be referred to another female. You want to leave that one alone. It could be another female, it could be something I don't know. But I told one of my good friends that there's always a way you can find out if you're suspicious, because Facebook is wonderful for finding out things. Mutual friends.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. Mutual friends, like you, especially if you know somebody,
to go on their page and then count the mutual friends. If it's more than 5, and you know that they may have maybe like went to school together, nothing like that. They just random guys. Yeah, something up, sis. Something up. Always check the mutual friends. Facebook will tell it all.
Okay. Listen, Facebook do tell it all because you have people on there that be telling it all, but then you might have the down low brother. I'm gonna say the down low brother. I'm not gonna say the straight person. Okay, the down low brother that will deny it, and I just don't see an adult male making up anything about another adult male. I just don't see it.
Yeah, because it doesn't happen like that. No,
like Cordell Stewart, that used to play for the Steelers. He ended up talking and saying it was a big rumor, where he ended up getting caught. I guess somebody was performing an act on him, and it was like a whole big thing in the media about him. But I'm like, here's somebody, and it's all alleged, and he said it was a rumor, so I'm gonna go with what he said. But he was saying it was rumors and it could have affected his life. But what if it wasn't a rumor? What if it is the truth? And he can't just say, hey.
In order to maintain his status, he has to play into what the public eye wants him to be. And it's very unfair. It is extremely unfair that people cannot live their true selves.
It's like being in character, being on stage and stepping off and never being able to come out of the character.
Nope. Because especially with a celebrity, because you're always being watched, which leads to a lot of depression. There's a lot of suicide. People cannot be who they are. And that's a lot of reason why, and it leads to disappointment, which is louder. The suicide rate is so high. I don't know. I haven't checked the stats now, so I don't know if now that people are more comfortable with the suicide rate, and especially the younger generation has gone down with the rate of being out going up. That I'm not too sure about. But that's a lot of reason why it's a disappointment. If anything, especially with boys, we hate to disappoint our moms. Forget anybody else, it's the mom.
Is it? Okay.
Absolutely. Little boys we hate to disappoint our moms. Dad, we can get over it, anybody else, but to disappoint a mom breaks our heart. So
it might be like something to that mama's boy, daddy's girl. The girls hate to disappoint their dad.
And when I was studying early psychology, I found out that actually your first attraction is to your parent. That's what you see. That's what you look up to. Little girls love their dads. If you ever notice, most girls end up marrying someone who's kind of remotely like their dad, whether it be looks, whether it be characteristics, something in that man reverts to their father if they is in their life, something like that. And the same thing with the male. There is a thing that daddy's girl, mama's boy. We hate to disappoint our moms. It's like one of the worst things that can ever happen. So we're being quiet and just shutting it out. It's to protect the family, protect this image, whoever you may be in a community or your job, or something like that. And it's a huge disservice to be a human being, period.
So how was it? So you hate to disappoint your mom. I got that part. Now tell me, how was it to tell your dad?
I didn't tell my dad. It was another one of them things where I slowly, brought it around to the point where it kind of clicked. But my daddy loved the heck out of me. He, whenever I'm around, he like to parade me out. Yeah, this is my son, this is my son, this is my son. My daddy don't care.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
And it's rare that I do. Both my parents are wonderful.
That is awesome. And being Black and being gay and having to suppress your feelings, when you brought up depression, because that is something that usually take place with that. And actually, it doesn't even have to just be that, just in the Black community. And we know, we were having a discussion prior to the show where say something that a Black parent will say to their child if they came to them and said they was depressed.
Depress your A&M, do them dishes.
Listen, mine was, if you don't take your depressed self up in that room, so it's...
We don't deal with it. The Black community does not deal with mental health. They think they're supposed to pray. Yeah, you can pray, but you need some help right now. I don't have time to wait for prayer. I need help right now. Right.
Okay. We could pray. We pray for somebody to come and help you. Like,
No, I need help. Right. I need actual physical help right now. And I feel we fail ourselves in that. But like the newer generation, things are going to change. They're not falling for that anymore. Like I don't want to use the term woke, but they're more free thinkers. They're more logical. They're like, no, I see what this did to you. No, I'm gonna get my own help.
Free thinkers, they're out there, they free. I love every minute of it, especially like if you look at it now, like we marched, we prayed, and you can look at the old movies, the old civil rights movie. We pray, we praise God, we worship, thank you. We got these little people out here that's like, what?
Exactly. But if you think about it, a lot, it's led by the younger generation. Even the Black movement now, Black Lives Matter, a lot of it is led by the younger generation. Even back then, that was led by the younger generation.
The older ones, we like, listen, I am not mad at them. I'm like, go ahead at the house like this. Go ahead. And see, when we were coming up, it's you want to be better than your parents. Your parents wanted you to be better. So we were into like, let's go into the school, let's do this. We know about what happened. Let's make sure this doesn't happen again. You know what I mean? If you don't know your history, you're bound to repeat it. That's where we were. And then after, you guys come, and then the younger ones, they like fight to power. I mean, for real, fight to power. Not just EPMD, public enemy. They like for real fight to power. Now what? And
because that one saying, like, we are not our ancestors. And a lot of people took that disrespectfully, but that's not what they were saying. They're like, we're not about to just be quiet anymore. No. And we're going to fight by any means necessary. Right. It makes they all about matching energy. What you give, we gonna top it. How about that?
I like that. Yeah, they're matching the energy. And I didn't take that as disrespectful. We are not our ancestors. But guess what? They're trying to have you like your ancestors and keep browbeating you and like, okay, no, you can't do this, you can't do that. And like you and your community just come like, this is who I am, accept me. Now in school, you had your group of misfits. I was always cool. I was cool with everybody. The misfits.
Yeah, that's me. That's me.
Now, when you had and see, back then, the misfits was the people that was smoking, the golf, the whole, because we weren't like smoking. It was like, oh, you smoke cigarettes? Like, oh my gosh, but it was cute. I was cool with everybody, even before the whole, they had the whole shooting and all the quiet person, nobody want to talk to. I always was the person that would sit down and talk to. I would talk to everybody.
That's me.
And they're like, okay, that's a different community. but you have to reach out and talk to people. And
Yeah.
everyone is not outspoken.
Not at all.
Everyone's not, outspoken. You have those. I was in drama club, so me and the different organizations that I was in, Panda, SAD, I was in everything. So I was able to mingle and meet with everyone and realize that everyone is different. There's no cookie cutter, a cookie cutter for everybody. You want all the students to be one way. No, let's all get
that's not how it is.
Right. Let's all
just
get
like them
together,
shades of brown body. Everybody's different. Everybody has their own unique way of life, and you are going to miss out by not interacting. They may teach you something.
Absolutely.
They may have what you need.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's like, boom, let's bring it on in. Come in, let's collaborate. You tell me this is easy. Oh, that's easier. I should have been doing that a long time ago. You have to be willing to learn. You have to be willing to be open to everything, as long as it's not harming you.
Exactly.
And and I just have to put it out here, if you're concerned with the judgment, you need to remove yourself.
There's a big thing we have in our community where it's like, one of the gifts about being part of the LGBTQ community is we get to pick our family. A lot of the youth are disowned from their own. So now you get to go and form your own family. And that's what instead of it being a sad thing, it's kind of things we celebrate and we've also taken back. Because your birth family may not have wanted you, but now you get to go create this wonderful life of acceptance and people who love you, and on purpose surround yourself with people who are like-minded with you and know your struggle and things like that. So that it has its, of course you're going to be sad because you're not accepted by the people you were born into. But at the same time, it gets to a point where you don't need them. If this will cost you your happiness, family or not, you don't need them.
Y'all heard them. Y'all heard them. Hey, if you want in, 515-602-9667, 515-602-9667. And come on and let's shop talk on brown skin. And I'm like, let's shop talk on brown skin. Now, I do have another question for you. Now, you said that you could tell, even if it's not a gay event, that, who you kind of meet, eyes, lock eyes, or get in contact with somebody, you just look and be like, I find that person attractive or whatever. Is there like a gay community? Like, you just go like, oh, well, I'm gonna go. How do I come out? That's the question. How do I come out and get accepted into the community? Where's the community? Like, where's the community hangout? I mean, not, you don't have to, not specifically, but is there like
a safe place?
Yes. Where's the safe place?
Honestly, to speak for Youngstown, there isn't one.
Okay.
Your safe place will be people who you are comfortable with. Your safe place will be your house, your friend's house. And then you'll meet through mutual friends more people to know who to be safe around. But to say there's like a center you can go to, or
like
just somewhere you can go. For Youngstown, there isn't one.
Is there places in like Cleveland, Columbus?
Columbus has, I with COVID, I moved here at the beginning of COVID, kind of. So I haven't discovered a whole lot, but the little bit that I've seen, there's a lot of places, and the safe place you can go that's not necessarily a bar. Really back home, all we have is the club or the bar to go to. To be with like-minded people like yourself.
Okay, what about like social media? Are there like groups out there?
There's pages. Yes, there's different outreach pages. There are different kind of community pages you can join, different forums and stuff like that. Like almost like the Columbus business page. There are different pages for specific cities so people can get to know each other. If anything, social media wise has picked up a lot with that, especially with COVID and stuff like that. But I will say, because Youngstown is so small, with me traveling like I used to, I see how we are accepted in the world, and it's not deemed bad anywhere else. But Youngstown is so small, and we're so used to what we're used to. If you just go outside of our little bitty town, your mind would be blown. Like,
absolutely.
Just get out of our town. I mean, I love Youngstown. I'll rep Youngstown to the day I die. But we have a lot growing to do. We have a lot of growing to do.
Do you think it's because the smaller communities, they know each other? And that's
what it is. And it's, especially when you want to hide, you don't know who to talk to because everybody knows everybody.
Okay, and everybody, okay. Now,
Yes.
Living in California, it's a whole new world. And
Right.
oh my gosh, you like Cleveland, like everywhere, it's just get out.
Listen, Columbus is a whole new world.
It is.
It is, and I didn't think I was one person I never wanted to move here, but now that I'm here, I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it here.
I'm up there often. Look, I'm up there often.
When you
my
come
daughter's
hit
a
me
date. My daughter's a date,
yeah.
so we driving. You know, she was in school.
Yeah.
I have to do the pop up. You know how that is. Like, let me see what's happening. Okay, what's really going on? I do want you to actually give. What advice would you give to someone who's afraid of coming out?
I'm actually, I don't want to say mentoring. I guess you can say that in a way. I'm a young man now. And every once in a while, you know, I'll pop up. You doing all right? Everything okay? You have any questions? Stuff like that. But the thing is, no matter how young or how old you are, it's in your timing. You cannot let the pressure of somebody else make you come out. It's almost like a rite of passage, or it's like a sacred time. And to have it stolen from you when you're outed, that's one of the most hurtful things. Like I said, I wasn't outed, but I've known people who were. And it's almost like you stole that from me. It's almost like being raped and they're taking your virginity. It's when you're ready. It's when you are ready, no matter how old or how young you are. It's just a matter of when you are comfortable and when you are ready, and just surround yourself with people who absolutely love you for you and not what you like and what your preference is.
It doesn't seem odd, like it's still, like, to me, and like I said, I'm on the outside looking in, it just seems really, really odd that people really care who's sleeping with who.
Like, am I asking you who running out your house? Like, that's what I don't care. I do not care. You not sleeping with them. You ain't sleeping with me. Why do you care? Am I asking you?
That's what's so crazy.
I don't get it. I don't understand.
That's the part that I can't get. I don't look at people and be like, oh, who they sleeping with. Like, I look at how they are, and I look at how they made me feel when they left me. And if I'm cool and I was happy, you all right with me. You know what I mean? It is so weird. That's why I was like, dude.
I don't get it.
And it makes me wonder, like, do people really be wanting to know who I'm sleeping with? You know? You know, like,
I do not get it. It's just, why do you care? Why do you care what's going on in my life I'm not hurting myself and I'm not hurting you? What do you care for? I don't get it. That's one of the things I just with anything, what do you care for?
I guess that's the meeting of the minds, because I can't. I'm like, we stand on that one. I'm like, who gives a Mary?
Yeah.
I want to go back, rewind a little bit when you said that your mother asked, was it a phase? Because at that young age, that would be a question for me. You know, with the younger generation coming out, is it a phase? Because right now, let's be clear, you know, with this going on and everybody out and being who they are and feeling comfortable enough to come out, I remember back with sleepovers. No boys could spend a night over your house. Only your friends, your girls could spend a night over your house. So now it's like, okay, ain't no sleepovers. Because you don't know, whoa, you know what I mean? You don't want any part of that. I will say, I was upset one time. I'll share this with you. My daughter her friends, they wanted to go out. This young man said that his cousin was over his house. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, y'all going to the movies, no biggie. You know, I'm going to take her friend. And I knew that he was gay because he made it known. But he said it was his cousin. And I'm sitting there, and I am that mother that sit outside the theater and wait for the movie to be over, you know, so you know how young they were.
Yeah.
And I looked in the rearview mirror, and I remember seeing the picture of this guy he liked. And it like flashed in my head. I said, that is not his cousin. That is his boyfriend. Now, I felt some kind of way. And the reason I felt some kind of way, it doesn't matter if he was gay or not. I'm not taking you on a date without your parents knowing.
Right.
And that's how I felt. I felt like, okay, you lied to me. She ended up being on punishment because you let them use me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And does his mother even know? So I would feel, I felt like, I'm sure she could see, some of his flamboyance, but not know, and thinking that's just his friend. And does she know? She didn't come downstairs at all. I actually had to go up to tell her, okay, I'm here to take him, to the movies. Blah, blah,
Right.
blah. Okay. But does she even know? I don't want to be that parent to be sitting there driving and,
come back on you.
Yes.
And you allowed this to happen. Yeah, I can understand what you will come from as a parent, but as a child at that age, they weren't out yet. They weren't out. They wanted to spend time.
14 years old.
They wanted to spend time, and that was the only way to do it.
Okay.
And it's a matter of, especially when you're young, and it's horrible when you're that young and you're not out. You have to. We used to sneak. How the girls used to sneak and be with their little boyfriends and stuff. It's literally the same way, but you have to do it a different kind of way. It's just a matter of you sneaking because you don't know who know. He don't know. I mean, he may be comfortable with you, but he might not be. He don't know how you feel about it. So for you to be okay in order for him to spend time with who he wanted to be with, yeah, that's my cousin. You know what I mean?
I was okay, and I was okay with that. Okay, they all going to the movies,
right?
I was okay because I wouldn't have been okay even if it was a little girl and a little boy. I'm not taking y'all on no date. Your mother could take y'all on a date. You know what I mean? I'm just that person. And I was just sitting there and I'm waiting, and then all of a sudden I looked in that rearview mirror because I could see him, and that face came, and then I said I was furious because I'm like, don't put me in that situation. Yeah. And I don't know how your parents feel, but I don't want to be taking you out on no dates, period, at that age. You know what I mean? Because even if it was a girl and a boy, your parents might not allow you to date. And now you up here with me and talking about something. Oh, yeah, Mel took me on.
Mel ain't take you nowhere.
Right. Mel took you and your
cousin to the movies.
That is it. But it just seems like it's being gay has been out for a long, long time. We like the Odd Couple. I don't know if you remember the Odd Couple. Do you remember that show?
I know the name. I can't say.
Okay, yeah, okay. And it was just like, okay, they were just roommates. No biggie. And so now it's like, oh, okay, they're together. It just drives me up a wall. But I want to move forward to children. Okay. Gay couples adopting children. What's your thoughts on that?
I absolutely love it. There's too many kids in the foster system. And you can get them out. There's a lot of gay couples who want children. But I don't know about a lot of the states, but most of the states. I know a lot of states have laws where I know a gay couple can't adopt. And it's just like, you have these children in the foster system who want families, and then you have gay couples who want us and they want children, but now you won't give them to a loving home because of who they love. So who are you disservicing? You're hurting these kids. And then they grow up, and a lot of kids who be shuffled around in foster homes. I mean, you want to be reality, all foster homes aren't great, and shout out to the ones that are awesome. But placing them in a loving home, you could have saved a whole life. You don't know who these people could have become when they got into a nice, nurturing family. I'm absolutely 100% for it. I have a friend now who lives in Orlando. Him and his husband adopted a son last year, and they're waiting on their second. They should be coming in a couple of weeks.
Okay. So what's your thoughts on the people that feel like, okay, well, if gay couples, and we're talking two moms and two dads, this is not just the men that I'm speaking of right now. What's your thoughts on, well, they won't know what role to play, and maybe they'll end up gay, because that's one thing too, that's out there.
The same thing with this on TV. I've been watching TV since I was a kid, and I'm still gay, and it wasn't nobody gay on TV back then. It ain't about what you see, it's about what you like.
Okay.
You can see something all day. I don't like chitlins. I see that mess around the holiday.
That's a good analogy. What you saying? You ain't saying nothing. You just like, okay, I ain't gonna touch it.
It makes my blood boil, because I don't get it. I don't get it. It's not a matter of who, like, people like, because even though I'm close with my dad wasn't always around. Like, my mom and my dad separated when I was a kid. So people are like, oh, you didn't have a male figure? No, I mean, my mom was married. My stepdad, he was a nice guy. I had him around the house. My aunts and uncles, they were in loving relationships. I've been around heterosexual couples that were in awesome relationships. That's not what I like. So a man being constantly present in my life, trying to show me how to be a man, as they quote unquote say, that has absolutely nothing to do with a male presence. So for two men to be in the house or two women to be in the house, all they're gonna see is two people loving each other, and that's their parents. But that kid is gonna grow up to like what they like.
Okay. I respect that. Thank you. Thanks for clearing that part up. Now with this down low thing that's still out there, and it's so sad. We know back in and I did the statistics on 2010, just a 10-year difference to 2020. In 2010, I mean, you'd be shocked with 73%. 73% took the survey and are considered down low. And I'm using air quotes for the listening audience, down low men. That's keeping, they have wives over here. And
a couple girlfriends too.
Yeah, listen, they got to keep them. So that she can look
at
them. Because we already know, if you sitting there, you married to me and I see her, I'm focused on her, not him, not Mike. You know what I mean? And I just use that name loosely.
Yep. They got to show face. Yeah.
Where 2020, guess it didn't even decrease much. It was like, it's like 69% that took the survey versus 73.
Do you know the age group?
Yeah, the age group is older. So we're talking 30 to 50.
That's why. That is why. Because I'm in the 30 age group now. So like I said, with me, I'm in that in between stage where I know the old way, but can appreciate the new way. So pretty much my age and backwards, they feel like they still need to hide because of society, especially in our community. I mean, Black people, we're our own worst enemy in a lot of things.
Now, here's what's different. The statistics on white men, white gay men is 82.4%. And then for the Black men, 6.3.
Oh.
6.3. And I'm just like, oh my, and that's in 2020, where you have the ones that's coming out. But as far as like overall, because they had, I want to say back in 2012, and don't quote me on this because I read this long time ago. It was 1 million. It was they looked at 1 million gay men that came out. 1 million, 1 million that they surveyed. And then they said that only the ones that said that they were born like that was 500,000, so 500,000 that said they were born. And the other, when you speak on, are you experimenting? You got to look at a lot of people, and I want to get that. I don't know if it's a myth, but a lot of people say, okay, this was our answer back in the day. If they're gay, they were molested.
That's it.
Do you find that to be true with even some of your friends?
No. I mean, I have some friends who were molested. That had nothing to play with anything. Nothing. I mean, I hate to put it this way, but if you think about it, a lot of females are molested by males. They don't turn out to be lesbians.
They turn out to be hoes. Lord forgive me. Some of them promiscuous, and they use that as excuses. Well, and not all of them.
A lot of gay men are promiscuous too, girl.
What? Out there just put it out like, see, I look at that as just greed. Like,
let me tell you something. A promiscuous gay man will out-hoe any woman.
I heard that.
I'm just letting you know right now.
Well, y'all be having the same things looking like, oh my gosh, who are they with? Here's the like with the bisexual, I forgot, wait, LGBTQ, I think I forgot the bisexual. When people tell me they're bisexual, I don't look at them like, I look at them as greedy. You just like sex. You know what I mean? Be like, oh, okay, I'm bi. Okay, you like to have a good time. You just like sex. And it's mighty funny that women are able to be accepted. It seems like they're more accepted.
They're fetished and fantasized for two women, but for two men, it's just absolutely gross. And that blows my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, for two women to be together, it's a fantasy or a fetish. Even some straight girls, if they like to go to strip clubs and stuff for the enjoyment, but they like to appreciate another female body. So when you get two of them together, oh, this is it. Listen, but a man can't do that.
When I go to the strip club, I go for the outfits.
Listen, I went to one time on accident. I didn't know where I was at. I was in Miami, and I still can't think of the name of the club. But we was at a rooftop bar. And we went with this restaurant. It was a really, really nice restaurant. And the girl, our waitress, she, enjoyed us. So she gave us vouchers to get into the club at the bottom. So we're like, oh yeah, we gonna go. So we went in there, crowded club. And I see these girls dancing in these little cages, but they had like little bikini, I'm thinking they just dancers. And then I see these little skippy girls with these old men. So now I'm starting to pay attention. And I'm like, what is happening? So I look in the far back of the club and I see the girls, but they ain't have on nothing. I was like, oh, friends, I think we in a strip club here. But it was a good time. I mean, we stayed because the vibe it wasn't no sleazy. It was like a kind of an upscale one. I mean, we stayed, it was a good time. But I always said, strippers don't do it for me. If I'm going to eat, if anything, in a corner somewhere, I don't like to spend I don't like gambling. Well, I'm gonna give my money to you for.
Hey, you don't like gambling, like
no. Take me to the bar.
Okay, so I'm not just giving free money away for you to do what. And that's what I go for. I go for the outfits. I am not lying to you. Even when I go, like a few of my friends have like, oh, we get ready to go here. Her friend dance, and we just went. I'm not into that. And then for the men, listen, I seen some guy. He was stripping, but yeah, I end up talking to him afterwards, right? And wait a minute. So my friend's like, what in the world are you talking to him about? Because I asked him, he telling me his dreams and what he planned on being. They was like, Mel, for real, this like that's the stripper you talking about. Something. What you want to do with your life? Yeah. But I told him because what got me was he had on some Nike socks.
Okay.
Right. See? Okay. So when I seen the Nike socks, I immediately thought of my child. And I'm like, that's
what are you, sir?
Yeah, who said this? I'm not interested in seeing somebody's son with these little Nike socks. So I'm talking to him. I said, so what are you? I found out this child worked at the Original Cookie. You remember the Original Cookie?
Yes.
He worked at the Original Cookie, and it was a reverse diamond off the Players Club.
Child.
we were at Cleveland, and I'm like, the Original Cookie, this baby. And wait a minute, so he talked about something. He was in college, but he wanted to make some extra money. It was straight up like the reverse of diamond off of club. And they were laughing. They was like, he fly. They was like, he had a little hat. He was ready. I said, you lost me with the socks. I got to tell you. So I go
like
for
white, wasn't they? Were they the white ones?
It was mixed, but he was a black guy. Matter of fact, I can't even.
No, the white socks. Was it the white Nike socks?
No, the black ones. So
okay.
and then you know the lights. So you got black Nike socks. So the neon lights.
Oh yeah. Running lavender socks.
Right. And wait, and see, and right. And I don't drink. So while I'm watching them, I'm drinking all the chasers, right? I thought they got the pineapple juice, the cranberry juice for me. So by the time they was like, and you drunk all the chasers and you talking to him. Listen, you know we was some old hags. Because on our table, we had a vegetable tray.
Ooh.
Now, I said, well, who watching strippers eating broccoli? It was all wrong. I done asked him, I said, you want a carrot, honey? Like, it was so funny, but I was like, that, though. I'm like, here you go. But I had to share that stripper story with you. What would you say what would you say to parents that don't know and can't get a grip? Because let's be real, we know that they probably won't accept it because they're worried about what their friends might say.
That's your child. That's your child. Not your friend's child. That ain't your sister's child. That ain't your mother's child. That's your child. And your child is looking for you for an acceptance and protection.
Okay.
That's the biggest thing is acceptance, protection, and love. That's literally all they want. They're not looking for no grand gesture. It's just, especially when they're a kid, if they're coming to you and it's something that's on their heart, and at the end of the day, they want, number one, love, acceptance, and protection. That's literally all they're looking for.
Okay. So what would you tell them, if their child were to come out to them, what would you say? What would be some words of encouragement or advice that you would give to a parent, especially being 30? So,
for a parent, listen, number one, listen to your child, accept what they say, and then and pay attention, because some of them, it is a phase. I mean, they don't know, but you need to work with them as they work with themselves. Support them in any way they may need support. I'm not saying you deem down and be your child's, friend to you lower like standards of parenthood, but it's almost like I don't know how to explain it. You just basically just need to be there for that child. Because number one, for a kid, it's a very scary place to be in.
Okay.
Be there for the child. Listen to the child. And a lot of it is just listening. Because a lot of time when you come to a parent and tell them, they're gonna be like, okay. And they're gonna go back and brag to their parent. Well, I told my mom and she was cool. And like that's like a bragging right.
Okay.
And they take pride in that. Like when you can come to your parent and okay, or I already know, or then and honestly, I find a lot of times when a parent becomes accepting, the relationship changes for a stronger relationship.
Okay.
I have witnessed that a lot.
Okay. Now that's usually it's usually opposite for some young teens. Because once the parent, like you were like, oh, this is my boyfriend, I love him, I love him, I love him. And then the parent like, and then when she finally like him, you be like, we broke up. That's usually how it happens. And you be like,
right.
Well, wait a minute, what happened? So with that, you said it's a bragging right to say, okay, my mom accepts me for me.
Mm-hmm.
When did you feel comfortable enough to bring your partner around the family?
So number one, I got to be dealing with her for a while to see if even worthy to be bringing around.
Okay.
Number one, and honestly, that's a lot of ways that I kind of outed myself to my family. Like I said, I never said anything. So we're just this is my little friend right now. So we having a little barbecue. You want to stop by the barbecue?
Okay.
We're gonna chill around the barbecue. You ain't got to stay long.
Okay.
And then you might leave. I wouldn't bring like no holidays, depending on how long you've been knowing this individual. Holidays a little more into the house and you stuck, especially if you live in the north. But barbecue can kind of get away. But
it's outside. You're right about that one. Them holidays, you be like, I'm stuck in the corner looking around like, oh gosh, yes.
Yeah, but
cold ones.
Especially for me, like, you have to learn the dynamics of your family. Bring them around. They don't got to stay long. Just a couple hours. This mine, whoever you want to introduce them as. If you want to just come out here, this is who you dating. Fine. Be like me. This is my friend.
Right.
And when I keep on, after a while, there's friend. Oh, that kind of friend. So it's just bring them around gradually if you're not comfortable and sure. And baby steps. A lot of it is baby steps. Even when you do decide to come out, you can't just lay it all on somebody. Baby steps. Baby steps go a long way. You're
right about that. Laying something on somebody.
Yeah.
Like, wait, hold on.
Okay, this is what it is, and then bam. Well, wait a minute. Like.
Now, how do you feel about and I'm going to say down low brothers marrying somebody and know that they like men? And that's why they're down low, because they up there to marry somebody. Why? Because that happens more often than not. They'll marry someone and then the wife finds out that he's gay, and then she's like, oh, he's gay. What's your thoughts to that guy? What would you say to that guy?
If you like men and you are marrying this woman just to say you're married to a woman and you know dang on well you're going to be with a man, don't get married. That's a huge disservice to her in her heart. Do not get married. You can be a quote unquote player all you want to.
Okay.
But marriage, if that's who you, and if you know that's who you are and you're not comfortable coming out to being who your true self, it is a huge disservice to that woman to marry her.
Okay, so just stay single.
Stay single.
I like that. Yeah. That's great advice.
It's almost like a man. That's almost like a man who like to cheat. You like to cheat, but you're gonna marry this girl because she's been with you for so long. But when you marry, you still gonna be cheating on her.
See, that's the might as well ring. That's the might as well. Don't nobody want the might as well. Like I've been around, you've been.
And that's literally what it. But a lot of men only because they want families. They do want families and stuff like that. But it's pressure within the community, pressure within the church if they're in the church and stuff like that. Oh, you can't shack up with nobody. Honey, I don't care if I'm straight or not. I ain't about to marry nobody I can't live with. No, absolutely not. I need to test the water. Just like premarital sex. I ain't about to marry nobody and I don't know what you can do for me sexually. Absolutely not.
Now, there you go. There you go.
This ain't the old way. Because if I'm marrying you not pleasing me, then I'm going to cheat on you. So then now there's no need for me to be married.
Then I got to commit adultery.
Exactly.
And I'm like, I don't want to do that. Now, being raised in the church, and we know, I don't have the stats on that, and it was hard to find too. Being married in the church, in the Black church, because this is what we talking about, brown skin. In the Black church, it was always said, unspoken, usually, that the organist is usually,
the choir director.
The choir director. Daddy, the choir director. You look at it, and
a lot of people within the church, our church, Black community church, and in and out of the church, especially the church, being gay is okay as long as you can use us. It's okay if you can use, but then once my lifestyle becomes a hindrance to your social life, now it's an issue. But it's okay as long as you can use me. Yeah, I can come direct your choir and win you all kind of competitions. Yeah, I can come and play heaven and the house down. Yeah, I can come over here and do your wife's hair. But that's all I'm good for. A lot of people, especially in the Black community, gay people is only good as long as they're a service to them. And that's huge.
I love you for your honesty.
Huge. It's okay, you can be gay, but not over here. You can be gay, but not. So I can be gay as long as. You can be gay
in private.
Right. No, that's not about to happen. I'm too grown.
Okay. Now I'm gonna ask you, what about and I just want to know your opinion. What about looking half man, half woman? And the reason I say that, like a full mustache with lipstick, and like, what's your thoughts on that look? Even though I'm just asking.
Know what you mean.
Just for the sake of conversation, clear and uncut.
Me personally, that's not my style.
Okay.
Me personally, I don't understand it. And so because I don't understand it, that's not my preference. I'm not about to knock the next person that do it. That's just not me. Because it's a matter of personal style. So if that's what you like to do, and if it makes you happy, you ain't hurting nobody, and you looking fly, and your self-esteem is up there, baby, do you. That ain't me, but do you.
So that's where I get confused with the trans. So like, you don't want to have the whole surgery. Okay.
Some do. When the one
like you half and half, help me.
A lot of people who stay that way, where they get the female parts but keep their male parts, is they're fetished after.
Okay.
A lot of men like that.
Oh.
I don't want to say a lot of men. I don't want to make it this big, huge number. But there are some men who do, like, it tricks their mind. Because it's almost like at the top, you're a woman, but at the bottom, you're a man. It's almost like how for trans men. Like, to look at a trans man, they would look like a whole, I don't know if you saw them couple of videos I've been posting with the trans men, and they look like whole dudes. They look more manly than I do. I can't even grow a beard, and they beards bigger than mine. And they look like a man until you get down below, and then it's almost like it tricks your mind. Like, well, wait a minute.
So wouldn't that be like? I'm so confused. Okay, Chris, what's his name? Jenner, Caitlyn.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just using Caitlyn as an example. So you got Caitlyn, who is dressed up like a woman, but still has the male parts, won't have surgery, and still attracted to women. So why not just be a guy that like to dress up?
Honey, that's another thing. Honestly, I don't understand.
You don't understand that either? Okay.
I leave it alone, because that ain't my business. That ain't my business. And I can't tell you what I like, and I'm not about to tell you what, vice versa. Like,
so I'm trying to
a lot of that, honestly, for me, that's a mystery for me too, because I be just confused as you are. But I say, if you like it, I love it, I guess. It's up to preference.
and it definitely is. And
everybody has a preference.
That's why I'm so confused, and I use Caitlyn as an example, because you you dress up like a lady, but you still want to go out with ladies. So would you be a lesbian, but you're not, I'm just so like trying to understand it.
Yeah, that's another doozy for me, because I sometimes I be still looking like, well, okay. At the same time, I say, that ain't none of my business, and I just keep it moving. I think a lot of people mind their business. This world will be a lot better place with a lot of things. Just mind your damn business.
Yeah, mind your business, but I got to mind it. Well, I want to have a job.
Right.
I gotta mind it. Listen, is there any last words that you want to say to the people?
Be you. Be 100% your authentic self, unapologetically you. If it's making you happy and you are not a harm to yourself and nobody else, be you. And to anybody else who may not be part of the LGBT community, if someone is comfortable enough to approach you to tell them how they are, keep their confidence.
Okay.
Keep that confidentiality because they're trusting you. And as you about to go and spread their business, that's not the thing to do. That's more harm than good.
I would look at that as a compliment.
It is. And then people take that and abuse it.
Oh man, yeah, that's
People take that and abuse it, and it leads to suicide rates.
That's where I was getting ready to go, where it's like, okay, I'm not I'm not accepted in this community. So which way do I go? And it's a lot of people that are different, and in the LGBTQ community, they're accepting. So I did have that question, like, did you become, not you per se, but for people who are in the community, did you become gay because you were accepted because you were different? And over here, you didn't fit into this.
Sometimes that does happen. It's just they go where they're accepted. And then they grow to be in that lifestyle, no matter what it may be. Well, I wasn't accepted over here, I wasn't accepted over there. Well, these people seem to dig me. Maybe I'll try it. And then it's almost like a learned behavior, almost like a kid growing up eating vegetables. I don't like vegetables, but you keep giving them to me long enough, I'm gonna grow to like something about them.
I like that. And on that note, I'm going to give you lovely people today's footnote. Be who you want to be, not who they want you to be. Absolutely. All right, you are listening to Brown Skin, and that's the conclusion of today's show, Being Black and Being Gay. Every Monday, 4 p.m. We got it for you. These are our uncut and clear conversations about being brown skin. Thank you so much, Marcel, for your truth and
coming to the
show. I
was nervous.
You was nervous. I truly appreciate you. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, comment, all the lovely stuff below. If you want to donate to the channel, feel free to do so. Information is down below. Like me on all socials, and on your favorite podcast, you can find Brown Skin, The Impact, with your girl, Mel, on Shop Talk with Mel. Thank you so very much. You freaking rock.
Thank you for thinking of me.